You're watching Good Boy Feast. You're watching Good Boy Feast. Fighting just to save our lives. Got you laughing every night.
Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back. Oops. I just swung and missed at all the skeletons. I don't know how that even happens. Like, I was standing up next to it and it just goes with.
That's pretty bad.
That was crazy. Well, I will stop trying to fix these picks. We'll do that later because we got a couple of good ones still left. I was just trying to make the most out of the time.
I should have made an axe, I guess. I need some wood. I can't see the chests to get to them. There's probably plenty of open chests. I just can't see them.
So I was just over there. I came over here to the skeleton spawner and I can see him fine. Guude's complaining about the chest being like invisible to him. So
the world's gone. It's not just the chest. The whole world.
Let me make sure everything's fine with me.
It's weird because it's always that area that is gone for me whenever this bug happens. I know you've experienced it too.
I've definitely experienced it.
It's always the same spot for me.
Are you? Which section of chests are you looking at? Where are you?
I'm over chopping down trees. Hold on, I'm coming.
There you are. The chests here?
No, I can see those. For me, it's always
these
like
side
the world.
ones.
Yeah, the world disappears right here.
That's when it used to do that to me. That's where it did it to me too. But I can see all this stuff fine. I have no issues right now.
It's frustrating. Good game.
Good game. So I got a kind of a story that goes over a couple weird topics that I'm curious of your thought on. So I purchased this device. So I have my arrow just went through a zombie. Like, something is messed up with this game.
How did you make these chests join together? You have to like click them together or some shit?
I think you just right click them, like if you're joining like.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So I have a car that's got a one of the old sync systems, which is like a Ford version of an interconnected like vehicle.
What do you mean a sync system?
It's called Sync is the name of it. It was a partnership with Microsoft originally. One of the first like connected type of radios that connects automatically to your phone and all that stuff. I worked at Ford when they were developing Sync, the first version of Sync. Sync 1, and it was like pretty revolutionary and stuff at the time what they were doing. And now a lot of the car companies have like similar things. But long story short, I have a car that has what's called the Sync 2 in it, which is the second generation of it. It's pretty good. It's a big screen, navigation, all this fancy stuff. I have personally though never been a fan of in-car navigation because I think their navigation systems are terrible.
Yeah, I agree with that. Not only are they terrible, but they do the whole thing where it doesn't update, it's not connected to anything in the world, and you have to go pay your dealership to get it updated.
Well, yeah, because you store the old maps or whatever on an SD card, and if if new construction has happened since you bought the maps, you don't understand any of that stuff, new roads, so it's a big problem. I just think they're like Google Maps and stuff is great, Waze is great for all that stuff, and I'd much rather have something like that. So I've been looking at, okay, what can I do to get a much better in-car experience? Because what I seem to do is if I go anywhere that requires me to use my GPS, I actually just throw my phone on my lap.
Yeah, same.
I'm GPSing with my phone on my lap, even though I have a perfectly capable navigation system within my vehicle.
Why is it that that's the case is what I don't understand. Because like I have like CarNet and all that stuff. So my car and satellite radio, all that stuff, it's connected to the world. Is this just an issue because they're trying to make money? Is this all about money?
So originally when all this connected car stuff started, it was definitely before the prevalence of just the ability to have like Google Maps, or I'm going to keep referring to Google Maps because that's what I use. And it's like what I think a lot of people use, though a lot of people do use Waze and stuff. But, something like Google Maps wasn't as prevalent, wasn't as easy to just have on your phone. You used to pay for data and stuff on the phone all the time, and people worried about going over their data or whatever, which people don't, for the most part, do anymore, because you either get unlimited plans or, connected Wi-Fi. The world is a whole different place than it was, 5 years ago when it relates to that kind of technology. And I seriously think that car companies are still in it thinking it's like some proprietary thing that they really want, that you really want this car company's version of whatever this is, which I think is crazy.
I don't believe that.
Well, it's funny so my story as it'll go basically shows that as I start looking at all these forums and stuff on like what options do I have, because it's so much harder to remove one of those integrated radio systems, because they integrate to more than the radio. They integrate directly to the vehicle's CAN bus, and you actually have a lot of your controls for your heat and stuff kind of run through the head unit. So you lose a lot of things if you just go to a standard aftermarket radio, and you can get aftermarket radios now that run like Android Auto and all that stuff for, $100 or $150 or whatever, versus what you have now. So I'm reading all these forums about this stuff, and there's a lot of people who still are trying to find even their upgrades and all. They're trying to look for upgrade and make sure they have the one that comes with factory navigation, which I do find baffling that people are so determined to have factory nav.
Why?
I'm
not saying why are you baffled, but why do people want it?
I don't know. That part itself has kind of baffled me a little bit. My opinion is if it's an option that's like free or minimally more expensive, sure, because maybe I'll be in a spot where I'm out of cell phone service, and the integrated nav works off of direct GPS satellite antennas and stuff. So maybe it has a use for it. Okay. But I think for the most part, it does not have as much of a use anymore.
Yeah, that's what I feel.
So either I'm looking at all these systems and like, what can I do to upgrade this old radio to something that's like not going to destroy my car and make everything still function as well as give me what I want? And I'm looking at, you can upgrade to what, Sync 3, and the good thing about Sync 3 is now it has built-in Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Is that what it's called, the Apple version?
I think so.
Have you heard of these things?
Yes.
So I think
I never heard of
Sync
that is before now.
Awesome.
But CarPlay, yeah.
CarPlay and Android Auto, the same concept, but iPhone versus Android. Right. So I think the concept is awesome. So I'm like, man, can I update to like Sync 3 in any way? Well, it turns out that you can kind of unofficially, but the people that are selling the kits to do so cost between $1,500 and $2,000. Clearly not.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So I'm looking around, and you do find some people who have some luck getting the parts that they need on eBay that aren't too overpriced, but for the most part on eBay, you're looking at the cheapest from a person between $900 and $1,000, or one of these companies that specializes in this is your upgrade kit is $1,500 to $2,000, like I said, and it still requires you to do some actually programming of using your ODV part, like programming parts of your car to do certain things. So I'm like, okay, that's a little extensive for that much money. What other options are out there? So I find this weird connection thing called a Crux is like the brand name or the company that makes this thing. And what it does is it basically tricks the CAN bus into allowing you to have quote unquote video in motion, because my car actually has an AV input, but it turns off when you switch the car out of park. It tricks the car and the CAN bus into allowing video in motion. So in theory, you can do like movies and all that stuff, but specifically it comes with this application to do screen mirroring from your phone, which gives you the option to, yes, watch Netflix and stuff. But the selling point for me was Google Maps.
Right.
And you don't have control over the maps, but it mirrors it to the screen. And I was like, you know what? This is pretty cool. I watched some YouTube videos on it, saw some people, like, I was like, this is exactly what I want. And it's only a couple $100. I'm like, maybe this is going to be worth it. So I purchased it. I installed it over the weekend and was extremely disappointed with the terrible video quality. The concept is there, but the video quality is absolutely terrible. It is very, very, very laggy if it actually updates the signal at all. So when I was running Google Maps, it was like always 2 turns behind if it kept
Why? Is
displaying
it
onto
directly
the screen.
wired in, or is it like Bluetooth?
No, it runs through like Miracast, which means you have to basically, it's a wireless screen sharing thing. So not only do you have the hardware that tricks the CAN bus into letting you have the video in motion, but you also have the little module that you have to do wireless screen sharing from your phone to this thing to make it work right for what they sell it for.
Right.
So really, really, really low quality. It would give you like, it was like wavy on the screen, almost like it was getting like feedback interference from the vehicle itself as you drive. And the audio, if you did try to watch a movie, was just like every other word was like poppy. It was just like pop, 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 and it would cut things out. So I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm going to return this thing. However, as per the instructions that come with this kit, you have to splice into 2 of the wires on the harness that they give you to connect other components that they give you to this harness, which I did. I did it very professionally. I have a nice soldering station. I did all this stuff. But now the company says they won't take it back because it's not brand new.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know how to fight this company now that by doing what they told me I'm supposed to do, I didn't break any. Oh, I was like, what was that? It said Ryuski joined the game. Like, I still have the sound thing coming through. I was like, Ryuski? what? So, but by doing what you told me to do to get the system functioning, to find out that it does not live... He said O/. To find out it does not give you the quality that you toted it gave you and is basically unwatchable and unusable. You won't take this back.
That's so bullshit. It's like they they had to know what they were doing, right?
Well, and that's what, so I don't really know what to do. And one of the problems is I bought it off of Amazon, but it was from like another seller on Amazon who also isn't directly, because the company themselves I don't think sells them directly. You buy them through like their resellers or whatever. Their response was basically, I wrote them and said, look, I want to give you the situation of what's going on so that you're aware of when I try to return this thing through Amazon of what's happening and we don't run into a problem. And they sent me a generic response that was like, if you'd like to return, and I gave them the whole deal. I was like, you told me to splice into these wires as per the instructions. I did. Functionally, it still works, but the quality is just not what you advertised. Like, I need to return this item because basically it's garbage. It's not broken. It functions absolutely fine from a functionality standpoint. It's just terrible quality. And they sent me this generic response that was like, if you'd like to return the product, please mail it back to this. We will give you a refund when we ensure that it's brand new. It's still in the original packaging. And I wrote it back and I was like, you obviously didn't read the email that I sent you, because. Did
they respond a second time?
They did. And they said that, no, if it's been modified, you would have to take it up with the manufacturer. Is what they said.
Are they
which
not
I
the
find.
Oh, you're talking about the seller.
They're a reseller from the manufacturer.
Gotcha.
Which I find bullshit. If you're a reseller for a manufacturer, that should be your job. Like, you should be taking this up with the manufacturer, not the customer. So now you got me buying something from Amazon through your reseller to then go to a manufacturer. Like, that's.
So how are the reviews on Amazon?
There's only a couple on this product on Amazon, and I think there was only like one that said it was good. Some of the YouTube videos I found on this product, though, there were a couple mixed reviews. Some people said there was really great quality. They were way better than they expected. Some people were saying the quality is not what I expected. So I was taking a chance knowing that, the quality might not be there, but I also anticipated if I'm following your instructions exactly as you tell me to do, that you will still take a product back. That's not broken. It's just not up to what you claim it's supposed to be doing.
All right.
So keep going with this. I'm still trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do about this? Am I out a couple $100 or not? While at the same time still saying, okay, what options do I have? So I start doing
again.
Well, oh, sorry. Yeah. I just fell down into a hole. So I start checking out options on the Sync 3 upgrade again, and what exactly do I need to do for this upgrade? And I coincidentally come across an eBay listing of somebody, and I think it was because they spelled sync wrong, and it was way cheaper for the parts that I needed from a junked vehicle that I needed it from than any of the other listings out there. And I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll be worth it to do this full upgrade. I'm not going to be playing with this random wireless setup now and just upgrade my car completely to this newer system that gives me Android Auto functionality and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So bought it through eBay. Was kind of concerned. I haven't installed it yet, so theoretically it could still be bad, but was kind of concerned that there would be some like problems or whatever. Delivery was set for like Thursday, but I got a text message while I was at work today, you know, your package has been delivered. And I was like, sweet, I'm going to go get to play with this thing and see what it is. So I'm heading home from work, and my wife calls me and goes, by the way, package addressed to you on the porch, opened, nothing in it, peanuts all over the place.
God damn it.
So I go through the footage. Oh, there's this guy. Some guy, different guy than the last time, but somebody just walked right on up to the house, like didn't even look for cameras or anything, which is kind of crazy. Some older dude picks up one box that was from Amazon. That was a different product that I had bought, like cheaper, stupid stuff, like $40 worth of stuff, like nothing big, but picked it up and immediately put it into his bag. Then this other box is pretty damn big. Opens it up, is rifling through it, picks up this item that I have out of the box and turns around and starts to walk away. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding. Not only am I out, you know, potentially this money from this other Amazon thing, but how do you fight an eBay listing that somebody stole the package?
Right. Because
they're not like a company that's going to turn around and just, you know, be like, oh, we understand that these things happen. We'll send you a new one or we'll refund you. Some dude who just sent something.
Did you call the police?
So, well, I did. I gave them the footage and everything. I shit you not. This dude rolled up on a bicycle. He must have thought it was too heavy. And before he got to the end of the gate, he set it down in the garden.
What?
And walked away with the box from Amazon that had like $40 worth of stuff in it and put this.
Wait, he brought it back later that day or what? What exactly happened?
What? No. Before he left, I think he realized it was too heavy to carry on his bike. So he set it in the front of the yard and biked away with the Amazon box instead.
Man, this is ridiculous. You're going to have to do that Amazon service where they get a fucking key to your house.
Yeah, I could do that. The cop was telling me about lockers up at the 7-Eleven that you can have packages dropped off.
Yeah, there's that too. Amazon lockers.
Works.
You get sent a code via email that you can put into the locker.
But is that only Amazon? Like that would have protected the Amazon box. What about any other package I get? Like this one for me?
Well, I don't know. Normally it is only. I mean, there are Amazon lockers, so that's normally. But I don't know what. I mean, there probably are other types of lockers. But there is that Amazon service that you can get the Amazon Home camera thing, and then they can open your door, put the package in. They're recorded the whole time they do this, and then
I might actually be okay with something like that because I do run into those problems. I just couldn't believe that. And funny when I called the police and I was like, look, it's not about the monetary value. Obviously, I was like, but I have footage of this person. I want you guys to get it on file. Come take a look at it. Is it a regular that you know of? You know, build up your case or whatever. You know, here's some more, footage of somebody in case you catch him at other places doing, this stuff. And I said, and I want to make a really cool voiceover of this guy.
Yeah, you should do that.
I definitely should do that. A nice voiceover. But the cop was baffled when he set it down. He was like, I have never seen somebody set something down before. So luckily, this expensive thing I bought,
like how much was it?
I still have. It was like $400.
Wow. Yeah, it's a good thing it was heavy.
And yeah, good thing it was heavy because he took all the other shit that was worth $30 or $40, whatever it was, and part of what he bought, I'm kind of mad at what he stole because we have a clog in the bathroom that I was in the tub, like we probably got hair and stuff down there, so I bought some of those little like plunger things. You know what I'm talking about? This pokey plastic pokey stick thing. It's like a mini snake almost.
Yeah, right.
And I really wanted to make sure I got that all cleaned up, and now I can't do it until I get a hold of more. I really hope that he's sitting at his house cleaning out his own bathroom drain, like unclogging his bathroom drain so those things have some use because Otherwise,
It's
what an
so
asshole.
that's so ridiculous. How I mean, I'm sure DC is just full of it. I'm sure any big city is just full of it. It's just ridiculous, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of one of those things that you know it's a possibility when you're in this area, and I mean, if it's some package theft, like it's the least of the concerns that I really have. Like it's a safety concern to an extent, but these people are doing this when they're trying to make sure nobody's around, sneaking up and stealing what they can off of porches. They're not like going and confronting people, when they're getting packages like from their own porch or something like that, or they're not confronting
like
the mailman
them,
or
basically.
the FedEx guy. But
so they're not robbing them, but they're still fucking thieves.
yes, yeah, they're not directly robbing them.
Yeah.
They're robbing from their porch and stuff. So yeah, absolutely, they're still thieves. And it's still annoying, but I couldn't believe that he left it there, the most expensive thing. And you know what he did though? Again, I've complained about this shit before.
Did you leave your gate open?
They left the gate open. Goddamn asshole.
Did he steal a little
Shut
trolley?
the goddamn gate. No, he did not steal it. I forgot about the trolley stealing guy, and I forgot that. I was trying to think of why was I complaining and showing video of a guy leaving the gate open. I forgot it was that little trolley that dude stole.
Yeah. So is that what it was? The gate?
That's the last thing that pissed me off about.
Oh,
him,
okay.
sure.
Yeah.
But,
Okay. Yeah. I wasn't sure if yeah, I guess
oh
so.
yeah, no. Yeah, you're right. He left the gate open. He left the freaking gate open.
What would you do if you caught someone doing this stuff? Would you just beat the shit out of them? Would you grab them?
I caught the first guy. Remember?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, you went and found him though. You didn't catch him in the act. I mean, what would you do?
I didn't catch him in the act. I don't know what I'd do if I caught him in the act. I guess it's a lot easier to aggressively confront them and I mean verbally aggressively. I don't mean like throwing punches or something.
Right.
When you catch them in the act, whereas when I caught the guy in the alley, as much as I knew it was him at that particular point, like he wasn't walking with my packages and obviously could deny it all he wanted to, and then it's my word against his until somebody can confirm the identity on the tape is actually his,
Right.
And who knows, maybe he really did have an identical brother or an identical cousin who wore the exact same shirt that day.
Right. Okay, are there items all over the ground again? My frame rate, I swear this is awful.
Yes. Yes,
I'm not rendering anything this day. So this is I guess I can't play like this anymore.
I didn't think I had to worry about it too much because I assumed it was because you were rendering.
I did too, but no. My computer can't handle this for some reason anymore. It becomes
insane.
like Farlands or bust. Everything's like super jittery.
You have so much more like RAM and stuff than I do.
I know. I don't know what's happening, man.
Like, try to clean up some of this stuff. So yeah, the joys of living in DC.
I couldn't. I would get so freaking mad about something like that.
I mean, you got mad, but what's that really gonna do?
That's the thing is, I'd be more mad because I couldn't do anything.
I'm
What the fuck is this?
Hi, Arcus. I'll be the nice guy.
Penis.
And he left.
Did you say dick?
He penised and left.
That's funny.
Yeah, I guess I'm more mad at the other company. Like, people steal shit. There's nothing I can do about that. But a company without customer service to know that you can't tell people that they have to splice into wires and then tell them, oh, by the way, now that you did that, sorry, you can never return the product again.
I'm sure they know exactly what they're doing with that.
They probably do. Because now it's sad because I wish they had made the directions intentionally like confusing enough where they didn't kind of tell you exactly why you were splicing into the wires or what some of the wires were for. And after the fact, what I realized is all it is to a positive and a positive 12 volt and a ground lead, but they had labeled them really strange in the pinout so that you couldn't really tell that that's what it was that you were doing. And had I known that, I easily could have found a different positive 12 volt and ground lead to connect them to.
Oh, huh. Wow.
But they straight up say in the instructions, it's like it shows their harness and it's like splice into here, and it has an arrow that points to like one of the wires coming out of one of the pin connectors.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I feel like there's less and less of that kind of stuff on the internet nowadays, but there still are some bullshit companies that just basically just rip people off.
And the reason I don't think it's necessarily bullshit is I think what it is it's what I bought was kind of a package to do the whole video and motion override with the screencasting ability. And what it turned out to be, which I didn't know this until I got it all hooked up and understood like what was happening. It's almost like it's two different products that they put into one package to sell it like that. Whereas you could just sell the video and motion override and not have to splice into anything because you just aren't dealing with the screencasting half of it.
Gotcha.
So I think what it is kind of their way of saying, this is how to connect these two products together into one. But still.
Kind of seems like what they're selling is like verging on warranty breaking.
Oh, it probably is verging on illegality, depending on what you use it for. Like, because the thing is, you're allowed to have navigation running in your screen. So being able to override, which you still have to override the video in motion to screencast your phone while you're driving, which would be for the purpose of putting up Google Maps. If you happen to use that override in order to watch videos while you were driving, though,
right,
that's illegal, and they're enabling and they're overriding a safety feature to do that. So I don't know if that's like illegal or if it's just.
It's probably illegal if you're caught watching video and driving.
Yes, I would get a ticket for that. But would a company that sold me the equipment to do that
not
be liable at all for doing something illegal or just more unethically breaking,
Yeah, no, I think they're probably in the clear. I would think.
I would also think that. I mean, is a zombie gonna dive bomb you? He was on the way. What?
That's just repeated on the way. I don't know why.
I'm trying to look back here. How much farther do we have to go back?
A long ways. Very far, Jeff.
I mean, we have to go down still a long ways because of that, but surface. I mean, is the water all clear?
No, they're still doing that right now. Actually, that's what they're working on.
I wonder how many hours they get on here and spend doing that.
A lot. It's a big number. I think they play a lot more than we do.
There's so much gravel back here as well. It means our picks aren't going to be nearly as effective.
I mean, that's fine. I made some shovels for us too, so I'm fine with this. Honestly, it's kind of good we can separate because I feel like the shovels are easier to repair.
Is that true?
Well, I mean, you can make a brand new shovel, which is one diamond for one thing.
Oh, that's true. That is true. Their sand method works pretty well.
Yeah, they have quite a few sponges. I was watching his stream the other day, and he's got like a stack and a half of sponges. Honestly, that's going a lot faster than I would have thought. The way they've done it.
I mean, it's funny too because I wonder if Brian feels obligated because he talked to us basically about making an automated machine. We got giving him a hard time about how his machine wasn't built yet. They really don't have that much farther to go back here. I would say 50 blocks.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast they've managed to burn through it. Apparently they started digging out our stuff one day, and Ryusuke yelled at it. It was like, "You can't do that. That's their content."
I mean, sure, we'll share. It is so funny too to think like they wouldn't have to be doing any of this had we thought about it harder when we started. We could have just backed it up.
Oh yeah. We didn't really think it through very well.
And there was actually many opportunities we still could have backed it up.
Yeah,
and saved more time than what they're doing. But I mean, I knew that they wanted to take part.
Right. We're just helping them out.
Yeah. They kept signing in to Can I Join Mindcrack? And finally we said you can partake. Do you still own that domain?
I think I let it expire recently. I let a bunch of my domains expire recently. I think that's one of the ones I let go. I accidentally let GuudeLP.com expire too, and someone grabbed it. It's in every fucking 8,000 of my YouTube videos. There's nothing I can do about it. Hell, it's rendered into the majority of the seasons, even at the bottom.
Do they do anything with it?
No.
Do you think they're just trying to one of those I'll buy and you'll try to sell it to you later?
It doesn't even. It's not even. They're not even having anything up trying to sell it. Even it's just they just got it parked.
Maybe they'll forget about it one day.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. Hoping I can grab it back next year or something. That's normally how these things seem to work. There's no value in it. I think a lot of these places do that, and what they do is they register the domain, and then they set up catch-all email addresses and see where they can get your passwords from.
I mean, that would also make sense. I was worried that they don't. Somebody would swoop in and grab that so readily without having a plan for it, such as like trying to make people think that it's yours.
Right. Yeah,
unless it's literally just somebody who wants to try to sell it to you at a higher price.
No, like right after it happened, like it was a link to my Amazon account and some other places, and there was password change attempts and stuff like that. Like if I didn't have two-factor authentication on a few places, they would have got like some of my accounts.
So I guess it's a good possibility to get it back then, because they'll probably, if they couldn't successfully get into anything, they have no use for it anymore.
Right. Yeah. That's my hope. I guess we'll see. I don't know. Now that I've talked about it in this video, someone else will probably sit around and wait for it too.
Probably. I mean, we do have like millions of people watching these videos.
So many fans.
I know. So they'll be waiting.
Well, I guess we should end it here now that I've ruined everything.
All right, guys.
Bye.
See ya.